Okay, excuse me. It's noon o'clock and I'm live. And if you're watching on YouTube, just scrub ahead until you see stuff start happening. We'll give it a few minutes for people to come in and we'll get started doing something. Hi, Barbara. Yay, I'm streaming. Yay. Shouldn't be too painful, I guess. I hope. Got some stuff to show, not much, and no enabling. There will be no enabling because you've seen it all before. So, yeah. But I think I'll do a Pantone card. Dee Dee got me thinking about it, and so I thought, well, why not? Hopefully I can manage that, you think? And I'll probably have to take a break. Robert's asleep out in the breezeway, and when he wakes up and comes in, I'll probably have to go set him up doing something. I like the Pantone cards too. Hi, Dee Dee. Hi, Kat. Hi, Linda. Give Tim a hug. All right, we got peeps coming, so maybe a notification went out. Hi, Joan. Yeah, got a couple new things, but I think it's hashtag all Dee Dee's fault, but it might be Cat and Pay's fault too. I don't know who to blame, so I'll just put the blame there. Hi, Joanne. You did get a notice. Okay, good. I figured it'd go out, but it sometimes when you're sitting here waiting, it seems like a long time, but probably not long at all. So, yeah, we'll just give it a couple minutes. So, yeah, Dee Dee, your girl was really good this morning. It was fun to watch. You're so fast. I can't imagine how you're so fast. But I'm amazed every time. Either way, I got some little bit of mail to show. And Devin won't be here, so I'll start with Arlene's. Arlene is so funny. She's so ornery, you know, and you can't help but just love her. Well, thanks, Dee Dee. Arlene made me a card, Find Joy in the Ordinary, which I try and do. I think I practice thankfulness and gratitude more now than maybe I have in a long time. I'm always a grateful person, though, but lately I've had to really rein myself in. And she sent me little bits of stuff. Of course, size matters. Nobody wants a small cup of coffee. It is a very pretty card, right? Seemingly things that you wouldn't think would go together, she puts them together. So, yeah, who needs a small cup of coffee? Size matters. This crazy stuff, some music. I saved all this to slap in the beast. Yeah, Arlene's cards are always so well done. And if you don't watch her diamond paintings, they're all really, really cool too. A little rose, a die cut thing, and then some little stickers, a unicorn rabbit. Hey, Terry. Yeah, there. Of course, size matters. Nobody wants a small cup of coffee. So, Arlene, thanks for thinking of me. Your card is beautiful. And it's always fun to go out in the mail and get just a little piece of happy, you know? So that stuff will migrate its way into the beast. And then this one, I'm ashamed to say, I saw the name on the envelope and I'm thinking, I don't know that person, but she knows my name and my address. And this is from Andrea, which I call Flo. Hi, Lisa. Anybody else who might have come in? And it just wanted to send some love. No, I've had a lot going on. But it's manageable. It's all good. Hi, Nana Mo. Hi, Starla. But that's another really pretty card. That in the background, that appears to be embossed material, which is really cool. And I don't think I can show you. Well, there you can see some of the shadows down in there. Yeah, she embossed the material, so it's very textury and feels good. But Flo, thank you. Thank you for thinking of us and just sending some love our way. I always appreciate a little bit of free love, you know? Nothing wrong with free love. And then this is from Bossy Butt. It's probably been 2 weeks ago now. She did a stream where she did some snark postcards and used some of the ephemera that Joanne Newman had sent her. So she sent me, I don't have the energy to pretend to like you today. I love that dog. Look at that dog. Joanne has the best ephemera. I'm not kidding you. Okay, Barbara's got a quote here. There are many things in the world that could be invisible to the material eye, and when you take a moment to stop, to pause, and be present and notice them, that is gratitude. That is very true, Barbara. Yep, but I love, and the background, of course, is Devin's jelly prints, which she sent me a bunch of little pieces here that I'll probably cut into washi or something. I don't know, but it's, yeah, just save the little pieces. I wouldn't normally do that. I should, but I don't. But then, yeah, so I'll use those. And I'm not sure how she did this. I think it's watercolor. Paul Rubens Opera Fluorescent watercolors. There you go. That's what that is. So they are very bright. Hi, Barbara Clark. Yeah, they are very bright. And I've not ever seen them before. So that's kind of cool. And then I got an alien card, which will end up in the conspiracy journal book. But he's so cute. Got a safety pin through his nose. And then I did not get to participate in Joanne and Keek's Egyptians and Aliens, I think was the title of here. It's probably on here. Egypt and Aliens ATC swap. And I just didn't get it done. I was having a crazy month, but she sent me one of her extras. So thanks, Bossy. Very cool. Very cool. And Joanne has been posting them. And Joanne, your sisters were awesome too. So, and she put them in this very cool little envelope. So at least I got one, huh? And then Sylvester, just for no reason, I got Sylvester. And then I don't know if this was one that Joanne sent or not, but how cute is that little guy? You know, he's doing snark somewhere. Hi, Dorothy. And then a little book of note paper that's Ronald McDonald and the Hamburglar. And I don't know all the characters' names, but look at that cute little thing. So thanks, Bossy Butt. Fun little package of doodads to be hanging out and playing with. You know what, though? I will say this. I love getting all this stuff, but organizing it, oh my gosh, that could become a full-time job, you know, to know where it is and what to do with it and stuff like that. I'm not complaining, really. I'm not. And then this weekend, I got, well, was it? Yeah, I guess maybe it was Friday. I don't know. But anyway, my hunky UPS guy pulled up in my driveway, which I hardly ever see him anymore. I mean, I see him driving up and down the road, but he never stops. But he stopped on Friday and got out with a package for me. And I'm going, what the heck? I'm not expecting anything. I haven't ordered anything. And he came in and it was a long box, real long box. I can't show you. I showed you, but it's not on camera, so you can't see. But anyway, long box. And I thought, what the heck is this? Real lightweight, almost no weight to it. And I thought, what the heck? Well, if you'd been at Kathy Berg's stream last Tuesday, she talked about, she had been on vacation and she talked about, I think she stayed in Airbnb, and she had seen a poster that reminded her of me. And when I show it to you, you'll know why. This is a whole big poster of butts. No, he's not that hunky, Barbara. I mean, I call him hunky UPS, and he is as cute and nice as he can be. But he did have good news. His wife has finished her cancer treatment. They think it went well. They'll know September. So I told him, even if I don't have a package, would you please at least stop? Because I've been following this story forever, him and his wife and what they've been going through. And they have fairly small children. So it's especially worrisome. But she finished her treatments, and of course, she lost all her hair, and so yeah. But I was glad to hear that she had finished her treatment, and it appeared as though things had gone well. So, just when you think you have it bad, somebody comes up, knocks you in the head, and say, "Hey, dumbass, sit down." There are people out here. Hi, Belinda. Um, who are going through some real trauma. I mean, they've got small children. So, but is that not the best poster ever? And I don't have a wall. I know, Dee Dee, I could put it on the back side of my bathroom door, but I'm not going to poke a hole in the door. So anyway, I don't really have a place that I can hang it. So what I thought was, and Kathy said so this morning too, I think I'm going to end up cutting up the poster and either using it as a journal cover or inside pages, but I'm thinking I'm going to use it as a journal cover and put all my butts on things drawings inside the butt post or journal. So that's my plan right now. We'll see how far I get with that. But yeah, I'm going to cut the butt poster up because I don't have a place for a butt poster. Put it in the ceiling. Okay, wait a minute. Somebody's got some real crazy ideas. Put it on the ceiling over the bed. Now that's brilliant, Barbara. Why didn't I think of that? You knucklehead. So thank you, Kathy Berg. That was so nice that you thought of me and went out and found it and then sent it. And I'm just happy to have it. Yeah, it's good. Hi, Lisa. I think I said hi. I don't know. Oh, Kathy Berg just came in. Kathy, I just showed your the butt poster. So yeah, I think it's going to be the journal cover for my butts on things drawing, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do again this October. I think butts on things is going to be my theme again. I was going to do a poster, and then I thought, nope, I think I'm going to have to do it in a journal with a butt cover. That's my thinking right now. You're starting to worry about Barbara. Me too, Joanne. There's something seriously wrong with her. And then Cat and Paste, and Terry, yours was so good, did that, and I should have pulled up an example of it, but she did that stitching. Well, you color, but it ends up looking like stitching. And Terry Brett just posted one on her IG. I went ahead and broke down, this is the one Dee Dee showed, and broke down one of those crazy coloring books. And I told myself, I'm not buying any more coloring books because I don't color. But look at me, here I am. So I did get one of the cute and comfy coloring books. It does have some really, really cute images in it. And I'm sure I'll think of something. I don't think I'll do a whole page, but I think I'll like maybe pick out the mushrooms or something. I don't know, but yeah, I'll just flip through it quickly. So I ended up with this, and I don't feel like I went crazy because it was only like $10. So it's not like I've spent a fortune here, and I'll at least give it a go. We'll see how I do. I have been coloring a lot in my Bible. So it's not like I'm not doing anything. I have been, I'm almost like on a mission now. It's all Cat and Pay's fault. I think so too. But there are cute little images, in here. So why do I need this? I have no clue at all. None at all, but here I am. I'll pick out one of the characters. He would be a little cute one. Like him sitting down here reading a book. That's so cute. It is fun, Nanamo. Okay, I'm going to take your word for it. And I'm going to sit down this week and make myself do one of them. And I just looked at our weather forecast, and today we're overcast and rainy, and it's real cool out. Um, so, yeah, I'll be in the house with the rat all week, it looks like, because every day is just rain, rain, rain. And I like this size. Now, one of these would maybe be a good place to start. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll start with one of this page. Use your inks and a brush to color. Yeah, the paper is not great, so I'm going to have to be pretty careful with what I use on it because this paper will warp a lot. So, yeah, I could use those inks though, Linda. That's a good idea because they're nice, bright colors. So, yeah. So anyway, I did go ahead. I broke down and I got that. And then the other thing I got, I'm going to blame entirely on my spirit animal, Denise, because she showed these little sticker books. She had months of the year, and I bought another one. It's travel, color, everything, and I'm not going to show them all. But they're just little images. Like there's some croissants, and this one is autumn. I did like the autumn one. It's got a lot of trees and stuff like that. So I'll be using these, I think, in the Beast where I have space just to fill up space. Or maybe just to use as drawing prompts, you know, where I don't use the actual sticker, but I just use it as a prompt to draw something. But when I saw them, I put them in my basket. And this is how stupid I am. I put it in my basket, and then I went like 2 weeks and didn't even get into Amazon. Didn't need anything on Amazon. Well, then the other day I got on there to get a new nozzle sprayer for the hose because we've lost all ours. I can't imagine where they go, but they disappear. And we needed one. And so I got on and I was real quick. I wanted to get it like the next day or whatever. So I got on real quick and picked out the one I want, went to my cart, checked out, and these were sitting in there. So I'm not sure that I actually intended to buy them. I think they were, oh, wait and see how it goes. But like those tomatoes, that would be a good Pantone card right there. So, I mean, it does give me ideas of things that I can do, and they are by color, travel, topic, dream. There's one that's, I like the coffee one. And there's one that's like midnight flashes, and they've got a lot of fireworks and stuff like that in there. So, yeah. And I was wondering, how do they collect up all the photographs? I mean, is this one person's photographs or I don't know, but totally unnecessary little sticker books. But I like the way they came packaged. I'm all about the packaging. They come in this cool little box all together, and the little lid slides right on. So you can keep them very compact and nice, right? But they are cute little pads. They really are. Go flippin' figure. Okay. And then I'm not sure what, I'll just show the Zentangle box next to get Dee Dee off my back. And I wanted to show something about this anyway because Ruth Edwards had written me a message on Instagram saying that she needs something to do where she can hang out with her husband as well. I can put them behind the toilet, Dee Dee. Maybe that's where they'll end up, something to look at, you know? Anyway, so she was asking about where to go to get all this tangle patterns and stuff like that. And I went ahead and told her, go to tanglepatterns.com. And she's going to try and reorganize her craft room as well. And she asked about how to do a build. So I'm going to show quickly. This is a Zentangle box. It's made out of just chipboard. It is heavyweight chipboard. And then I drew all the outside and applied it like wallpaper, kind of. And then, of course, the corners I had to hide, you know, so I just put the checkerboard on there. And you can do this single wide. I have a single wide one as well, but I had so many cards that to keep it manageable, I made it like 2-section, and the cards inside are 2.5 by 3.5. And I use I use a lot of sources, but primarily most of these patterns with the step outs, I got off tanglepatterns.com. And if you go to that website, it's all one, hey view, they give you the step out of how to draw the end product, the tangle. And I need the step outs. I mean, some of them, obviously, you don't, but to do this, I cut a whole bunch of 2.5 by 3.5 inch cards. And there's just a section back here for the blank cards, and then the black if I want them. And then I used, and you can get these anywhere, but the cutting mats that you get at, yeah, these are all filled, and I've got them in here alphabetically. So if I look at my little book, because down here I put a little hidey hole for the sample book. So I can go, I'm just going to move that for a minute, go look through the book and find a tangle that I want to draw, and then go to that letter of the alphabet to find the card if it's not apparent how to step it out. So, because one of the problems was, how do you keep it alphabetized? And I kept it in a binder for the longest time, and that didn't work. And yeah, it was just a pain in the butt. So this has worked out great for keeping the patterns, keeping them organized, adding them to it. And so what I did was, generally the step outs are either 4, let me see if I can find a 4-1 real quick. But some of them are pretty simple and only need 4 squares. And right off the top of my head, I can't find one. But anyway, I made these little stencils that fit right on top of the card. Take your handy dandy little pen, and you have a template, so you don't have to remeasure it every time. It's just sitting there ready for you. And I would recommend doing a 4 square and a 6 square. And you can cut this out of that, kind of like a cutting board plastic thing that you can get at Dollar Tree. I think that's where I got this, was just a Dollar Tree. Or those plastic report covers that you can buy at Walmart during the school season, especially right now. They're probably like 25 cents or something. So yeah, make yourself a little template for your cards and start making a box. And I'm going to show you guys how to make a build. The instructions for a build are exactly the same as instructions for making a box like this too. But I think I've done QRS. I've done instructions on how to make the box before. Not this extensive, but how to make a single layer. And Dorothy has one of them because she won one in a giveaway. So that's the Zentangle box. And I'm, to this day, not unhappy that I made it. Yeah, it just sits there and looks pretty. And people can call me OCD, or, yeah, OCD is probably the only word that really works for it. So there you go. So let me show you real quick. You guys have seen, Dee Dee has shown hers, and I've shown mine. And Dee Dee actually, I did this because of Dee Dee, but let me get over to my Instagram real quick. And I'll show you the most recent build that I did. You want to be called that? OCD? I don't know if you do or not, to be honest. There are OCD traits that will absolutely drive you insane. Let me pull you down a little bit. Okay, this is the kind of build that I'm talking about. This bottom two sections. This is my newest one, and it sits here right at my elbow, my left elbow. And it holds my super tips and that, what are they, Languo gel pens. And honestly, you guys, this has been the best thing because it just sits right here. And I'm, of course, in and out of the beast a million times a week. And so if I want something quick to either write or color or whatever, they're just sitting there waiting for me to do something. And then I have also a much bigger build behind me that has all the other pens, and I've shown it before. But this is all the color in here is super tips or Languo pens. Pretty much. There's the inks that Linda was talking about. So I use them all the time. And I would say if you want to do something to organize your pens, keep them handy. You will use them more. And it's just an awesome way to keep them handy and organized. I just can't even recommend it enough. So I'm going to show you really quick how to do the build. Dee Dee's and mine are both made out of foam core board, and I just picked up some pieces here from leftovers from the build. Well, this is leftover from the white build, but anyway. First of all, the very first thing you need to do is figure out how much space you have available. Okay, measure your width and your height. And I didn't measure, you know, like how much space I needed for each of the pens. I did it based on what I thought would be stable and look good, mostly. But it was based on the space I had available. So figure out the space you have available and both length and width, and cut the number of pieces for the number of layers you're going to have. Mine behind me is 4 layers high. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top, bottom, and 3 shelves. I'm just going to call them shelves for the little cubby holes. Okay. And then decide how high you want them. You don't want them too high because it will start getting unstable. So mine behind me, and it's very stable. I can move it. I can mess with it. Let me see. These opening cubby holes are right at 3.5 inches high. And Dee Dee can tell you what hers are. But 3.5 to 4 inches is probably as high as you want your space between them, because it'll start getting too unstable. Now I use building strips, and I should have gone and pulled some, but I didn't. I call them construction strips. My drawer was not wanting to open. But anyway, what I do is I cut cardstock about 1 inch wide. I'll just do it real quick. Use some pretty good cardstock. You guys, I'm going to put you on, I'm going to mute you for just a minute and go help the rat real quick. Hang on.
Thank you.
All right. Guess he didn't need it. And then I do a mark at 1/2 inch. Okay. So this is, you're building a construction strip with these. And I just do as many 1 inch as I need. And I don't need it that wide just for demo. So let me go ahead and cut this out and cut it down a little bit just so you guys can get an idea. And then tell me if you end up doing this. I know Ruth is going to do it. I'll cut this at about half. And then Dee Dee uses packing tape, but I use this Elizabeth double-sided tape. This stuff will hold anything. I promise you. It will hold absolutely anything. So put this, your double-sided tape, like that. This stuff is really sticky. You don't have to worry about if it's going to work or not. It's going to work, I promise you. And it's a little pricey getting into it, but you'll use it so much, you'll be thankful for it at some point. I promise you. And when you get it on your scissors, you better get some alcohol or something out to clean your scissors because they'll never be the same. Let me find my cutting mat here real quick. And right now, all you're doing is doing your construction strips, okay? Cut them into your 1-inch widths. And then score at the 1/2 inch. I score with an X-Acto knife upside down. So I just score that, and it makes it a little easier to fold. And it doesn't have to be exact unless you're me, and then it has to be exact, or you have to throw it away and start over. Yeah, we're getting rain today. Robert said it's actually getting really cold out. Okay, so your construction strips end up just like that, just an L. I always cut the corners at a diagonal. Look at Kat. She is on it. She is like mod extraordinaire. I'm just going to go ahead and do these the length of this just to show you. I could have measured that. I'll go ahead on this one and do the same so I can show you guys. And by cutting the corners diagonally, what I'm doing is giving myself a little bit of relief where they meet, because, well, they won't always meet, but if they meet another piece of tape, I'll show you. And I didn't measure 45 degrees, okay? But anyway, if you have 2 pieces of tape that will end up meeting up, it gives it some relief so they don't start bunching up. Hi, Christina. So you kind of see what I'm talking about there. But after you have all of your lengths for your entire build cut, then you're going to want to cut some pieces for in between to make your little cubbies. So I'll just cut this. Oops, sorry, not on camera. Because all this is going to end up in the trash unless I make a little tiny miniature build. Okay, so that's your entire width. This is going to be one of your end pieces. You want your end piece to be inside of the outside of your top, middle, and bottom. That's what's going to give it a lot of strength. So always put your, well, and I didn't cut that long enough, so we'll just do it this way. Because I'm doing this really miniature. Yours would obviously be big. So put your tape on your pieces because they go inside. Okay. Could have done it that way, I guess, but doesn't matter. So pick one of your ends, unpeel your backing tape, and it's going to stick to everything, so be careful. Fit it on that edge just as nice and tight as you can. Burnish it down. And then, of course, you're going to have another one of these on this side so you can attach the top and bottom. So let me cut this one down. Now, I would have had all these measurements already figured out, but since I'm doing this on the fly, I don't. And I only got tape on part of this one, but for showing you how to do it, it's more than adequate. Get it just as close to that edge as you can manage. Stick it down. Now, this end is done. Okay. So I'm going to put it inside. That. See why it's important that you put it on the inside piece. And then I would probably set it down and line it up like this. And then tape it. So there, you can see. Now I'd have like 3 of this size that would go across. And that would make my little cubby. Let me cut another one. I'm not going to tape it, but so you can just kind of see. And when you do this, is this making sense? Okay. I would do this one exactly like I did this one. Put it in wherever I want, the amount of space that I want. Tape that down, and then also an end piece. So you can see when you butt this up against a wall, you might back it. You can back it. I haven't backed any of mine. But then you can put your pens in there. You can see. Got it? Ruth, I hope this helped you. And you can always send me messages, but I thought, man, it's easier to try and just show it than to try and type all this into Instagram. So you can kind of see how to build things. And you can do a box or anything else exactly the same way. Probably the most important thing I would say is your initial measurements are probably the most important thing. Just remember that the top, the bottom, and the shelves in between are the longest measurement. And then all these are going to be consistent for your spaces, right? Dee Dee was all drugged when she did hers. But honestly, you guys, these work so good. And it would have been better if I had pieces that all matched up and everything, but you guys get the idea. And then I could put as many openings as I want in this. So on the one that I showed you the photo, that has 3 openings for pens. So I had 4 pieces of this, 1 for each edge and 2 in between. Now Dee Dee does hers with packing tape. I couldn't do that. I had to do the construction strips. But if you learn how to do construction strips, honestly, anything you build will look good. It'll be stable. Yeah, so go make yourself something to organize all your pens and stuff because it's so worth your time. That one I didn't need. All right, any questions before I move on? Dorothy, I think you're really lagged if you're talking about your Zentangle bot. Of course, yeah. I probably should just put in chat, Dorothy, I think you're really lagged. All right. All right, so I did that. And then the only other thing Dee Dee told me to do was to show the Pantone card book. And then I decided, well, for however long I can stream, I'll go ahead and create a Pantone card. So I haven't looked at these in a while. Probably the last thing was when I showed you guys. And they're going to glare horribly. Let me see if I turn off the lights for a minute, what that does to the lighting, because those lights are so bright. And then all I'll have is the overhead light. And the color might be better. Nope, that didn't help any. All right, never mind. Oh, glare is such a pain in the butt. All right, so if we're going to have glare, we might as well have bright glare. It seems to always, well, because you're a long way away, Dorothy, I don't know what to tell you. All right, I'll just have to hold this up so you can see it without the glare. And if you haven't seen, you can get from Amazon, I got mine from Amazon, a box of 100 postcards that have the Pantone color. And Pantone is just a color matching system so that you can get printer's ink. Yeah, it's just, you can give a printer a number and he'll get the right color ink. And then the back side is just postcards. So you could use them for whatever. I don't know who came up with the Pantone challenge, but it's been really fun. I have to say, I've enjoyed the heck out of it. Probably don't do it as much as I should, but what the heck. I'm trying to put them back in their little cubby hole back here. All right, there we go. So that's what the Pantone cards are. Can you hear me, Dorothy? All right, let's go. And this is just a portfolio with 9 by 12 sheets, I think. So these are some of the ones that I've already done. And they've kind of morphed over time. I finally made a rule for myself that I wanted 50% of the card to be what the original card was. Okay, then you're caught up, Dorothy. Yeah. And I think sometimes I did pretty good, keeping at least 50%. Other times I didn't. This was a big old mess that I had to save, and I didn't do it very good, so who cares? That reminds me of Bossy Butt. She sent me the photo and said, you have to draw that. So I don't know if they're swan's butts or duck's butts or geese butts, but they're butts. And that's what we worry about around here. Thanks, Dee Dee. I like the frog shadow through the leaf. I like that one a lot. There's a bunch of them that I really like. This one came out so much better than I thought it would. Shrek. And this is just an organism. This was Thomas Pedros, I think, on Instagram. He does Zentangle, and he does some just very cool stuff. So a lot of times I just have to copy somebody. I like the M and the D. That one I made a copy and sent to my spirit animal, Denise, who made me buy those little stickers. Yeah, the frog through the leaf I thought was cool. And this is Butts on Things. Came out of the Butts on Things book. I didn't get this fabulous overnight. So there's another Butts on Things. I like this one just because I think the color matched so well. And then I did like the Zentangle in the background. This was a Halloween card. That guy I'm sure has a name, but I can't remember what it is. Care Bear. Cherries is my all-time favorite. I think I did really good on that one. Some of them are marginal, but I think that one, I killed it. I absolutely killed it. And the tatting is some of my favorite as well. That's fun, just getting the shadows right. And my little alien guy, that's out of the Helen Elliston book. This might be out of a Helen Elliston book too. I don't remember. Oh, wait, there's another one under there. Get out of there. Oh, the pickles. The pickles is the last one I did, I think. Yeah, I did those two on the same stream, I think. And that is my plant. Subsequent to drawing this, I killed the plant. I don't know if I overwatered it or what, but oh, you has been doing Helen books? They're good books to do. They really are. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Here's a butt. This is a drawing I did with one of the neighbor kids, the grandkids of one of my neighbors. And that's that. So I thought today, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I actually have been wanting to get my watercolors out again. So that's a good sign that I'm about ready to start watercoloring and find something new to do on watercolor. But I thought today I would, oops, I lost my pencil. I can't draw without my other pencil. Hang on, it's got to be around here somewhere. Did it fall off? How can you lose a damn pencil? That's what I want to know. It had to have fallen. There it is. Okay, it fell on the floor. I thought I would take this pink card, and it's, of course, on my screen, it looks kind of white, but this is actually pink. And I thought I would draw, and I did start the drawing, and thought, oh, I'll just do it on stream. And I went ahead and pulled up. Hopefully this crazy thing will work. This morning it wasn't connected to the internet, and but I thought I would do some cherry blossoms. How about that? Hi, Angie. Go back to bed. I'm sorry you're feeling poorly. That's really crappy. So on this one, the base color is what appears the lightest pink on here, and then I'll do the dark centers is kind of how I think I'm going to do it. So yeah, we'll do, let me use a couple of these to prop this up and not get too terrible much glare, if I can help it. No, that's not what I wanted you to do. There you, oop. Come on, man. I have a love-hate relationship with this little piece of crap. Jackie, did I say hi? Anyway, so let's draw. And this is really just giving me something to look at, really, more than anything. Try not to lose my place here. I'm just Xing out the center of it. And as best you can, you just kind of got to draw what you see. It doesn't look like anything. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but yeah, just go with it. And I haven't picked out the green color yet. Okay, and there's... And I will get quiet when I draw because that's what I do. I hope this one comes out good. I really do. I almost got out the ATC cards I made, and you guys are having a hard time seeing, aren't you? Let me pull you in a little bit. Lisa, I did a crazy thing on mine. The cards, when they come, do have a sheen on them. And I wanted to use watercolor on mine, and because nothing would really work on them. And so what I ended up doing was taking, actually I used golden matte medium just to give it a matte surface. It still does not take watercolor. And I did try some with absorbent ground on them, but they were a flippin' disaster. So, yeah, I ended up just using the, oops, I didn't really want to do that, but it won't hurt anything. Yeah, they accept. I could, of course, could use acrylic paint, and you could use acrylic paint on the shiny surface as well. But this seemed to solve my problem for using at least colored pencil. Nothing will make them watercolor acceptable, I don't think. Nothing I've found. All right, well, apparently my brain wants to do that way, so. All right, and I am going to get a light brown pencil. And you guys, I think my Tagal sharpener has been breaking my lead, so I quit using it. I'm back to using my Alvin Barrel pencil sharpener again because my Tagal just, I don't know, it was annoying me. Now, where was I? I have to put this branch in up here. Well, I still know what I'm doing. And this one comes down like this. Okay. Yeah, quit using my Tagal one. There's a glare on this that makes it really hard to see, but that's okay. Let me see where else my branches need to go. That one comes up like this, and then it goes on up like this, and I think we'll end it over there. There's some little branches in there, but I can do those later. And I'm not really watching what I'm drawing. I'm looking at my reference photo. Yeah, that's what I figured, Dee Dee. And what I did for this Alvin one, this has always been my favorite. I went ahead and just bought, you can buy the extra blades. So I just use the extra blades for them. And that's probably why I trust it more. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed when my Tagal sharpener quit behaving for me. All right, so this one actually has a branch that comes down like this. There's a big bunch of red in here. These are the pencils that I have sitting here that I've been using for my Bible coloring. So I'm just using them because I have a little bit of every color. Use a regular pencil in the Tagal to clean the wax off. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good idea. Thanks. Thanks, Joanne. Hadn't thought of that. But yeah, I just got frustrated and quit messing with it, to be honest. Okay, now here we've got some, and in here. In a few little places you can see the green stems, the ones that are hanging down. Not back here so much as in here. I think that I'm just going to kind of blur out because it's really hard to see anything that has any definition at all. So we'll just blur it out. Same down here, it's just so blurry that you've got spots of red. I'll give them a little bit of definition that I don't necessarily even see. One thing I'll try and do It's just really hard to see. Yeah, that I'm just going to color in a little bit because they're just too hard to see, but that'll work. I mean, you'll get the idea. I think I will add a little bit of blue as well. I'm going to put a well-defined one up here, even though I can't really see a well-defined one. I would love to go someday see the cherry blossoms in Washington, D.C. I understand it is just gorgeous. But I'm thinking I'm never going to get there. I've been to Washington, D.C. and seen all the monuments and all the museums and stuff like that. So I don't necessarily want to go back. But I would love to see the cherry blossoms or cherry blossoms somewhere, even if it was Japan. I'm going to get out I use Q-tips quite a bit, especially on this surface where it should smudge pretty easily. I use pointy Q-tips to do that very little thing. And I won't use probably mineral spirits on this at all. I'll probably just try and smudge it. Let's see how that works. The problem with using the Golden Gap matte medium or something on the surface of this, you'll see the lines. So I'll show you. Let me see. Down in here, I was going to do just some, and I need a white pencil. Here's my white pencil. Yeah, you'll be able to see the lines where the just so you know, you just left the brush marks. So and I'm just going to smudge this. So if it doesn't work, I put it in an open space where I can hopefully go back and erase it. Okay, it's smudging pretty good. Can you see the lines from the brushes? Come on, camera, focus, you freak. There we go. There. Now you can see the lines where the brushes are. So, yeah, kind of annoying, but it's okay. And I'm not going to do much of that because the color is going to be the base color of the cards, right? Did other Janet come in? Hi, other Janet. All right. So up here in this, I'm just going to go ahead and add some little bit of color and let it smudge out a little bit. And I'll add that here and there, because down in there it's behind this front branch and it's pretty difficult to see any definition. So we're going to go with it. Let me try real quick. I'm afraid I'll lift it if I put too much mineral spirits on. And somebody, I don't know if it was at Dee Dee's or where we were the other day, but they were talking about using Vaseline or mineral spirits or something. And they said they'd put away the mineral spirits because of the chemicals. And I kind of get what you're talking about. But get a little jelly jar or something and put that cellulose in there. Put a little bit of mineral spirits, and then when you open it, you're only opening it for a minute. Like this, that's about how long I leave it open. So it's not like you're getting overwhelmed with chemicals, okay? I wanted to tell somebody about that and show it so that you guys could see how you could still use it and not leave the chemicals just sitting out for you to inhale, you know. And I want a darker red, which I'm going to have to probably get in and find. So that's about how much color I'm going to end up adding. And then the nice thing is the matte medium allows me to lighten some areas of it. And this isn't showing the accurate pink either. But the Q-tip does smooth it out really nice. So, and I think I need a darker brown. And a darker red if I have one. Maybe this will work. My poor little pencil. Where is the dark brown? Yeah, that one will work. Don't brush it. That's another thing. It's kind of like pan pastels. You can spit on this, but don't brush it because the pencil will move. Just saying. That's not the right red. I may have to get into my pencils. Let's try just that's not going to work either. Let's just see. No, that's not going to work either. All right, we're going to have to deal with this. All right, I'm going to get it out. Let's see what we got here. I think that may be it. Or is that Dahlia? Nope. All right, we got a couple choices here. That's almost too dark. That's all right. We're going with it. Let's see if I do that. That'll work better. I get real quiet when I do this. Sorry. I am thinking. And here we've got some more. I don't want to put in too much of this because I don't want to eliminate the original color of the card. You know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead and put the centers in all of these. I don't know what I just dropped, but I dropped something. I'm so glad that it's kind of gotten rainy here, you guys. It was so hot last week. Oh my God, it was so brutal. I think this is kind of what it did last year, though, too. It was so brutal hot. You just couldn't stand it. And then, like the next week, you were wearing sweatshirts. Yep. And it seems like that's what we're going to do because Saturday night, Robert and I were out in the garage and it was so damn hot. I think he had a heat stroke, I swear. It was so hot. And now today, we've got jackets on. So I'm ready for fall. And we didn't even have a particularly brutal summer this year, which I was very thankful for, but I'm ready for it to be over. So ready. People in Canada are probably sitting around wondering when they're going to get their first snow. Huh. Are you guys thinking about snow? Hi, Ellen. Your TV, it has so much texture. Well, that's probably the matte medium, honestly, that creates the texture like that. I'll go back over probably with, I'm going to put some more flowers in here, even though there wasn't any, because I don't want to cover up the whole color of the card. So we'll just create our own because we can. And my neighbor moved. That's really made me upset. I had a next door neighbor. She was so awesome. We knew each other. We talked and texted and stuff. But she wasn't a pain in the ass. And so yeah, then it is a huge house. So I understand her thinking for one person she needed, and she's going to end up probably moving her mother in with her, that she needed to downsize, get a little bit smaller, more manageable house and stuff. But boy, I'm going to miss just knowing she's there. So that happened this weekend. She got her butt moved out. And I am seriously going to miss her. And her dogs, believe it or not. I'm going to miss her dogs. There's just enough color left on this Q-tip that I can go in and smudge up a few places here and there. Break it up a little bit. I don't know how much of this you can see. It's kind of a light topic. All right, that's going to be about as much color as I add. I suppose I should try. I do have some pan pastels. I might be able to use pan pastels on this. My problem with pan pastels, for the most part, is you can't do small work. But like for doing that background, just getting some color in that background, pan pastels would probably be perfect for that. So I'm going to probably get those out and try. I do love them. I love the pan pastels so much. If you need to get down a lot of color quickly, they are awesome. They last forever. They're pricey, but their colors are so vivid, and so yeah, I should try that. When I use colored pencil, I don't ever spray. But with the pan pastels just sitting on top of this matte medium, I would definitely have to spray those and seal them up. So that's a consideration. But I think I will try it just for the heck of it. Just to see. I probably have more color on here than I really want, but I can go in, I think, and erase some of it if I end up not liking it. But I kind of wanted the cherry blossoms themselves to pop out, you know. I'm just going to try because I haven't done them. I'm going to try a blender pencil if I can find one. I don't hardly ever use them, but I know I have one somewhere. And I said, well, there's a little piece of one. Oh, and I have a Derwent one. Try that too. What did I do with them? I hardly ever use a blender pencil. All right, I'll use this little piece. Oh, there's one in it. All right, why are you not wanting to shut? Come on, work with me here. Ah, thanks, Ellen. That's nice of you. Sometimes real life gets in the way, you know, so we do the best we can. I like being able to stream, but you know, depending on the day, if Robert needs something or I have to take care of something for him, I just have to do it. And that's just the way life is. And that's what I signed up for. So one nice thing about this blender pencil is it does, if you push down, it does push the pencil into the cracks, so you kind of can eliminate that the brush strokes. So that's kind of cool. It is blending. Dang, this may work better than on paper. And just like with using a white pencil, wipe off your blender pencil. You will transfer color. It's picking up some of that brown, which is weird, but I think I'm going to, where I got it a little dark, I'm going to lighten it up with some white. That works out pretty good. Yeah, that's working out really good. So I guess the moral of the story is just keep trying something until you figure out what works. Because this is spreading that darker pink really well, just like I kind of wanted. But yeah, it's working out really well. You guys want to know what I'm really sick of? I'm going to just start whining. I am sick of food. I'm sick of food. I'm not kidding you guys. Do you ever get just so totally sick of food you just can't stand it? I'm sick of food. I got that too purple. See if I can undo some of that. There we go. Nobody else, I guess, is sick of food. I'm sick of food. There we go. That's better. I can't even think of food that I enjoy anymore. That's my biggest problem. I don't mind cooking. Well, I do mind cooking, but I don't even mind cooking it if I could figure out something that would just really, really taste good, you know? But I am sick of food. And that you have to eat so much every day. Maybe that's it, Starla. I'm sick of deciding what to eat. Maybe that's my problem, is I'm just sick of having to figure out what to cook. Do I have all the ingredients? Blah, blah, blah. But I have to say the Walmart pickup, grocery pickup is working out really well. I'm loving that. But yeah, deciding what to eat. Maybe that's what I'm sick of, is just having to decide what the heck are we going to eat? What sounds good? I would cook all day if I could find something that really, really sounded good. I would be okay with that, Terry. Sometimes, and then you just open a bag of Cheetos. Maybe that's what I need to do, is start buying bags of Cheetos. I don't buy much chips or stuff like that because I get where I think I want them, and then after I open them, I'll eat a handful, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done with that. And then I end up throwing them away, and they've gotten so damn expensive. It's not like you can afford to throw away massive amounts of chips anymore, you know? Hi, Sharon. Yeah, because I really don't buy much chips. And not because I don't like them. I do like them, but I only want a handful once a month. I'm not sure that this is turning out quite like I envisioned, but that's okay. I think that's my problem. I think, Starla, Cheetos don't go to waste there. Yeah, see, they would here. I'd eat a handful of them and then, yeah. You love your food? Yeah. I don't even like to go out anymore and eat. It's just like that annoys me too. I don't even want to go out. Usually I'm disappointed, for like what you pay for the food that you get when you eat out. Yeah. So I'm not a good um, restaurant person either. Usually always disappointed. The only thing I'm not ever disappointed in is a salad. I love a restaurant salad. What is it about a restaurant salad? Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, what is it about a restaurant salad that is so much better than a salad you make at home? Is it that it's cold or I don't know, but I do know that I love a restaurant salad. That one probably looks way textured too because you can see the brush marks in it. Maybe the dressing. Well, okay, Ellen, I asked, there's a steak restaurant that Robert and I have gone to um, long time. And I was thinking, it's got to be the dressing. It's got to be the dressing. So the owner one night was our waiter. And I said, I don't want you to give away trade secrets or anything, but what kind of dressing do you guys use? Because your salads are the best I've ever eaten. I'm not kidding. I love the salads there. I could make the whole meal out of just a salad. And he said, I use restaurant, I think he said Kraft. And he said, I buy it in like these huge jars. And he said, and everybody mentions how good it is. Well, I went ahead and bought the same thing he had, and it was not the same. So I don't know if they have a different restaurant recipe, but there used to be a dressing that you could get in the produce section, not on the salad dressing aisle. They come in short jars, and I can't think of the name of them. And I used to be able to get it at Walmart, and I haven't checked at Harps yet to see if they carry it, that I used to love. But then when I looked at Walmart the other day, they didn't have it. You like Olive Garden salads, and they sell that dressing in Target. Okay, so I don't know. They actually season their salad greens. Okay. Maybe that's it. They do all the chopping and stuff, so I don't have to. I don't know, but I know that yeah, you can't make a salad at home like you can get in a restaurant. You just can't. But the restaurant guy did say, he said, you're not the only one who's ever said that. He said, we've gotten a lot of those comments that people can't make a salad at home like we make it here. I don't know. And Robert he'll eat a salad in a restaurant, but he is not a huge salad fan. So, Maria, that's it, Joe Lou. Marie, I almost said Collanders, but it wasn't Marie Collanders. It was something else. That's it, Joe Lou. That was it. Hi, by the way. I don't think I said hi to you. Now I've got to burnish all that out since I started. Is that you, Dee Dee? Hey, Tina. It was Marie's. Tina's sending me an image. She probably found the damp. Nope, that wasn't what the jar was like, but I think it might be the same stuff. They maybe changed the jars, but that is kind of the yeah. I think it was Marie's. Honestly, I think it was. Now I'm just using the white to burnish that pink in. I should have used, and maybe I will end up using some blue in some of these areas. Let's see, just out of curiosity. I probably have done this 1,000 times. Now I have to do it 1,001. Yeah, but whatever I was looking for the other day, they didn't have it at Walmart. They have some good at Sam's that I can get. Okay, that's going to work out okay. I'm taking off some of this darker pink in here. Anyway, I'm done whining about that now for a while. By coating these with that matte medium, it does make corrections and stuff like that a lot easier. I will say that. I think I'm going to leave this up here a little darker. Try and push some of the color in there. All right. I think, I'll get, which blue? Let's see, one of these two. It could be maybe just mine, Tina, or I was looking for the wrong thing. Now that's entirely possible that I was just looking for the wrong thing. I'll look it up when I get done here. Ooh, that one's not moving really good. Let me see about a Q-tip. I'm not sure I like the blue. Not sure at all. We'll take it out because we can. See, this is where I think, of course, it's a small area I'm working in. I was going to say this is where the matte medium or something might work really well. And I want a real sharp point here. Thanks, Tina. In case you're wondering, my tongue is hanging out too. All right, I guess I'm going to have to, what do I want to do in there? I think I'll just, because in the picture itself, it appears completely white, but it's almost like you've got to reverse the flowers out. So I'm going to have to darken up some of these areas in here, I think. I probably should wait and do that at the very, very end. The matte medium presents its own challenges, so that's why I'm trying a bunch of different things to see what works well, because the matte medium definitely presents its own problems here. What did you say? All your pencils look well loved. Oh yeah, they get used. I use my pencils. Yeah, they get used. This one's been glued together and taped. The tape could come off now. But yeah, they definitely get used for sure. Yeah, my tongue's hanging out. Yeah, I think that goes with that actually. I'll keep messing with it until it works. Believe me, it won't defeat me. But I didn't want that all that dark pink really. But that's what I'm going to end up with, so who cares? Put it on, take it off. Put it on, take it off. Yeah, I can smooth some of this out for sure. Okay, I'm going to get, and I don't think I have one out. I don't. Let me get a little bit of gray. Don't know which I want. I think I want a cool gray. There we go. This will be a good one, I think. Let me try that. No, I will. I'll make it work or it'll end up in the trash. That's pretty much how we do things around here. Same with people. You either behave well or you end up in the trash. Now, this may be virtually impossible for you guys to see. This may have been what I wanted to do to begin with, you know? I'm not at 50%, you guys, so that's all right. Win some, lose some. Yeah, that's better. Stand-up comedy, you think? You know what? I would so fail at stand-up comedy because the first time some drunk jerk opened his mouth, I'd rip his head off, you know? Like, I would have fun as long as people were laughing and having a good time, but the minute, um, yeah, some drunk jerk opened his mouth, yeah, it would not end well for him or me. I mean, they'd throw my ass out of the comedy club in about a minute. So yeah, it's been real fun. Now go cuss at people your own age, you know? Okay, this is a crazy thing I'm going to bring up, and I don't want it to be political or anything, but it was all over the news this weekend about and the salad dressing is what made me think of this, you dorks. Um, but what do you guys think of the Cracker Barrel rebrand? Cracker Barrel is such a staple across the country. People in other countries can't probably understand what the hell we're losing our brains over. But what do you guys think about the Cracker rebrand? I'm like Dee Dee. I asked Dee Dee about it, and she's like, "Well, we'll just go to Waffle House. You know, like we go to Waffle House anyway." They're all going toward a plain box. That's what I think too. You ought to be able to go in, order your breakfast, and get a cell phone. Everything looks the same to me now. It's like, why not leave something that's been in my opinion, now maybe they've been losing market share. I don't know because I don't keep up and we don't eat out. And the closest one is over 50 miles. So yeah, it's not like I have and I don't have investments in them. So I don't have a dog in the race, you know. But I thought, holy cow, how can people go so crazy, you know, over. But yeah, they're making them all look the same. It's pointless, completely different and pointless. Dumb Broad ruined the whole entire franchise. Well, that's what's going to happen. Are they going to end up being just like Bud Light? Are they going the way of Bud Light? And if you're not in the United States, Bud Light ruined its brand single-handedly, like overnight. But man, I don't think I'd want to be a CEO at any of these companies anymore. I'm adding some highlights here and there, you guys. You are going to get, yeah, it is a restaurant and it served Southern food. I mean, Cracker Barrel was typically good old down home Southern food. You could go in, you could get grits, biscuits and gravy. Um, Honestly, the favorite thing that they had that I loved so much was their pork chops. Their fried pork chops, honest to God, were so completely, utterly melt in your mouth. You think they're going the way of Bud Light? See, I couldn't tell if really if we're gonna just boycott them out of existence or what's gonna end up being the fate of Cracker Barrel. Um, I just find it so comical that people can get so invested. Um, Biscuits not a thing in Saskatchewan. Oh, if you've never had biscuits and gravy for breakfast, you freaking have not even lived, girl. I am not even kidding you. Oh, I've got to smush that one. Um, but the one thing I think you you have to know kind of the pulse of your audience. And the thing about Cracker Barrel is they were always located on a highway exit. Chicken and dumplings, yeah, that was another good thing they had. You have to know your audience. And the thing about Cracker Barrel is if you were making a cross-country drive, and I don't think people in other countries can fathom the distances that Americans will drive, first of all. Canadians as well. Canada is vast. It is enormous landmass. But if you're driving our interstate highways, the one thing you could always count in any major town or city was that there would be a Cracker Barrel at one of the exits. And you knew their menu. And the coolest thing about Cracker Barrel was they had a country store. You walk through it kind of like a country store to get to the restaurant part. And they had like vintage toys and vintage candy. It was just vintage. It was old home, Southern cooking, Southern food. But I think the thing that made them so awesome and unique was that it didn't matter where you were in this country, all gazillion and a half million miles of it, is that there would be a Cracker Barrel. Like if you saw Tulsa, Oklahoma coming up in 50 miles, you knew there was going to be at least 3 Cracker Barrels that you could stop and eat at. And the menus were always the same, and the service was always good, and you could get in and out pretty quick, even though they were packed all the time. Like on Sunday morning after church, you didn't want to go near a Cracker Barrel. That place is overflowing. Or like when we went to a family reunion in Kentucky, I think it was, for Jim one time, we were going to meet a lot of the cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff like that. And so we were trying to figure out, well, where can we go where everybody would be happy? You know, nobody will be pissed off. Everybody will be happy. Where are you going to go? Cracker Barrel. And the nice thing was they had separate little dining rooms. You know, they were kind of split up. So we just waited until we could all get into one dining room. And then it turned into like a big old family reunion party. And there was something for everybody. So I was just wondering, this weekend, I was just a little bit flabbergasted at, I didn't think people would be so upset, but apparently they are. This is a big, big deal. All right, you guys, I'm about done messing with this. I'll keep messing with it. I'm not sure I'm in love with it, but it is what it is for a Pantone card. I guess I could put, because one weird thing is this branch would extend there. Let me look at my original. It is vibrant on the TV screen. See, it looks different when I look in the camera as it does on the desk. Almost Chinese blossom, Japanese. Japanese. Let me see what couple of things, because I can identify. Okay, okay, I did get that green thing. That one. Okay. I didn't finish this one down here. Now this down here is all white. I did not follow my 50% rule for sure. I want to try that Derwent blender too. I broke it before I ever even used it. Bye, Barbara. Go have a great afternoon. I'm going to end here pretty quick. I have no clue what Robert's out there doing. Probably breaking something or who knows. I just want to try this. I've had this for so long, I don't remember ever using it. The blender did work good on the matte medium though, so I like that. I'll try and remember it. I won't remember it, but I'll try. Thanks, Dorothy. The weird thing about this is the photo, see the sky is white behind it. So it's hard to, and actually it has probably more branches than I've shown in here. See, and I didn't get down far enough to show the big branch. It's all the little branches. Yeah, see, there was a branch in here somewhere. Bye, Nanamo. I'm about ready to call it a day. It's a short stream, but that's okay. I'll do a little bit of touch up here and there, probably in the morning. I like sitting here just messing in the morning, and then by midday I've got to get my butt up and get other stuff done and get Robert busy, and I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, but I'll see how it goes. All right, any other suggestions or questions or anything? Is anybody going to make a build? See, this one looks almost completely white. And this week, sometime I will get out the cute and creepy, the cute and colorful, whatever the heck you call that little color book, and make myself do embroidery art. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this week. I'll set some time aside and make myself do it. And I'll figure out what's gonna fix this, because it needs some work, but I'm not sure right now what I want to do, because I'm not Dee Dee. Ouch. Yeah, I'll give it a go. We'll see. I haven't decided which picture I'm going to do yet, but I'll at least give it a try. I really will. Put this fire away before it pisses me off one more time today. It's already pissed me off like 2 or 3 times. So anyway, all right. Yeah, I might lighten them up and just break my rule of, I don't know, Cindy. I don't know why I'm not liking it. I don't know. Maybe when it's far away, I'll feel better about it, or maybe when I look at it later, I'll think different of it. But for right now, I'm just not in love with it. And I've got a big mess here. I didn't have it all cleaned up when I started today. It was a mess before I even started. Now I've got a bunch more colors out. When I'm working on a project, this is how I clean up. I take my pencils, put them like that, rubber band them until I'm done. There, cleaned up. Oops, where'd my trash go? All right, you guys, I'm going to call it a day. So, thanks for hanging out with me. And with any luck, I'll see you next Monday. If not, I will definitely see you Wednesday at Dee Dee's. And I hope we get a lot of rain this week. It turned old, very pretty. It turned old? All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I know your time's valuable, and I love that you'll spend a few minutes with me. All right, you guys, go have a great afternoon. Love you. Be kind. See you later. Bye.